All right, cool. All right, I gotta wait for that delay from Instagram. Gotta wait for this to pop up. There we go. All right. Okay, cool.
All right, give it a couple seconds.
All right, yeah, it popped up on Facebook. All right. Let me just bring it up. Oh yeah, it popped up on. Okay. All right, cool. So we are ready to start. All right. Well, good evening and welcome to Sandy Streets Podcast. Sandy Streets Podcast is for the awakening soul. This is where we get real and we see the world as it is. If this content resonates with you, please subscribe to my YouTube and help my channel grow, and that you are notified when new content is released. Now let's heal the streets. Okay, hold on. I gotta fix myself because I'm a little bit uncomfortable. I think maybe I gotta move this. Hello. All right. There we go. Okay, that's a little bit better for me. All right, cool. Okay, so how is everyone doing tonight? All righty. So I want to go ahead and introduce to you guys my guest, who I have known for quite some time. Oh my gosh, what year was that? I think that was back probably in what, 2012, something like that. Oh yeah, you can unmute him and bring him on. All right, there we go. Alrighty, so I'm just gonna go ahead and let you introduce yourself to the audience.
Oh, so you're gonna let me? Thank you, Sandy, for allowing me to introduce myself. I am Troy Miles, and Sandy and I had the pleasure of working together back in 2012. She was a part of the TMG family, the Miles Group, my insurance company, the agency, and you were a lot of fun, even back then. With that bright smile, I love it.
Thank you. All right, so Troy, what is it? Well, you said that you have an insurance company. Would you like to let people know what your insurance company is?
Yeah, it's my partnership is with Lincoln Heritage Life Insurance Company. We're a final expense agency. That's what we do. Lincoln Heritage is one of the number one final expense company in the country, and I'm the regional director for it. And we are in the states of Pennsylvania, Indiana, and parts of Florida, and also Delaware. And that's a lot of fun. I've been doing insurance for about 20 years. I've been with partnered up with Lincoln for about 15, and it's been an amazing ride. It's a lot of fun. We've helped a lot of families prevent GoFundMe's, and we're there for people on the worst day of their lives, and
Yeah.
we're there to take care of them, help them out. And our agents are compensated in the process. It's nice. It's a win-win for everybody. It's really nice setup.
Yes, it is. You know what's so crazy is my grandma, like when she passed away, she actually had life insurance with you guys. And I remember because I sold the policy to her.
Good for you. You did something right by grandma. Yes. Good. Good for you.
Definitely.
Good for you.
Definitely. Okay, so let's just go ahead and jump into the topic. So today I want to talk about relationships and self-love. Okay, so like in learning to love yourself, what I have discovered is you will understand what it means to truly be in a relationship. Okay, because self-love is the foundation upon which all meaningful connections are built. So, now, how do you feel about that?
Oh, you just dove right into that. Um,
Definitely.
you know, I do believe in I do believe in relationships, and also believe self love is very important. You got to love yourself first before you can love someone else. I think it's impossible to say that you love someone and you don't care about you. You don't love you.
Right.
So, I mean, understanding who you are as a person is very important, because if you don't understand who you are, how would you know what you even want in a relationship? You're just
Right.
looking for a body. You're just
Yeah.
looking for somebody maybe to go half on some bills, or something to that effect. Can you go half on this? Uh, I think a meaningful, loving relationship is understanding you, and then also wanting to understand your partner, and
Yeah,
not make it just about you, but also make it about them.
definitely.
Yeah, that's important. And I think we kind of get away from that because I
Yeah.
think what happens, Sandy, is that as soon as, because we live in that microwave society, as
Mm,
soon as a person hiccups wrong, all of a sudden they're scrolling through social media looking to replace that individual instead of saying, you know what, how can I make this work, or what adjustments can I make to fix this? We're looking to jump into something else quickly. It's
right.
just, it's a microwave society that we live in, which again, I don't think that's even, yeah. So you can't, it's impossible to have self-love if you're doing that, just moving on.
Right. So, like, how I feel about it is like loving yourself is not just about self acceptance. It's about you recognizing your worth and treating yourself with that kindness and respect. And when you truly love yourself, that's where you set a standard on how you want to be treated. And I feel like this naturally influences all of your relationships, like overall, just like not even intimate relationships, but like your relationships with other people, your relationships with your family members. Like you just being able to set that foundation for yourself is how you are able to have these healthy relationships, with other people. And it's like when you truly honestly have that love for yourself, like people see that in you, and it's like you attract like-minded individuals when you
Hmm.
when you operate within that vibration. So it's like I absolutely love the idea of loving myself. I've with me like so within my journey, me practicing self-love, like I gained a lot of clarity on my needs and my boundaries. Okay, because like growing up, I didn't have healthy boundaries that were set for me. Like, so, going into adulthood, that carried with me. So, like being an adult and being in relationships, it was like there was no limit to what I would take. There was no limit to anything. I didn't have that mindset of I'm able to create a healthy boundary and I am able to tell people the fuck no.
Yeah.
Just like that. So like how I would put it is like self-awareness is much more what I would say, like, versus, like, self-love, because I think, like, love kinda puts, like, a I don't know, it puts, like, a I can't really explain it, but, like, I like to call it self-awareness because, like, with self-awareness, this allows you to enter in relationships from a place of wholeness rather than you're in your relationship seeking a validation from somebody else to fulfill your needs. So, like, that's how I kinda look at, like, that self-awareness, like, it helps you to understand that healthy relationships involve 2 complete individuals, not just 1. Like, and while you're in a relationship with each other, you help each other, you support each other, you uplift each other, rather than complete each other.
Or isn't that the ultimate goal, is to complete each
But see,
other?
here's the thing, though, because when you think about it on a scale of if you know that you already have everything that you need, why would you want somebody else to try to come and complete you? You should be complete going into a relationship. So it's like when you get there, you don't have to worry about trying to help and fix somebody else. Like, you can attract another individual that's like, okay, I'm just as complete as you. Now let's just have this healthy relationship where we are supporting each other, we're loving each other, we're uplifting each other, and we're living life versus having to go through such a struggle trying to how would I say, trying to emotionally build each other.
It's a lot of damage out there, though. I mean, there's a lot of people coming with baggage
Well,
that, that I think you some people choose not to account for. There's a lot of baggage, and I don't care. I don't care what you say. You can say all you want. Well, my last relationship was my last relationship, but now I've moved on. That's that's over and done with. But no, that person took a piece of you, and I don't care what you say, people take that into the next relationship. You can deny it all you want. And so you having to deal with that too. If you don't deal with that, man, it's definitely going to be a struggle for both of you to get on the same page if you're not healed from that previous relationship. And so that's what makes, to me, that's what makes relationships very difficult. It makes it very
But
difficult.
see, that's the thing though. Like relationships don't have to be difficult. Like
Okay.
and like so like
We
my
don't have to
last
have
pod
wars either, Sandy. We don't have to have wars either, but we do. I
well,
mean, two people trying to come together. All right. First of all, let's talk real. Let's be real. Some people come into a relationship. They have maybe divorced. They maybe have kids from a prior relationship. There's so many factors that are involved when two people are coming together. There's some people were raised completely different. There's a lot that goes on, and your goal is just trying to understand. First of all, you're trying to understand you, and then you're saying, okay, me trying to understand me, how can I understand what the person's needs are who I'm bringing into my life? When you're accepting someone to share your world with you, there's a lot of compromise that need to be had. And I'm telling you something, man, we live in a very selfish world today. I mean, everybody is for themselves. That's just my personal opinion. It doesn't have to be that way. If you care about someone and you want to grow, then you have to open yourself up for self-development and want to make the necessary changes that you need to have that relationship grow. But I'm saying with all the baggage that's out there today, I'm sorry, Sandy, it's difficult. It's very
well, I
difficult.
mean, I understand that, and I know that there is a lot of baggage because we have so many people that go through traumatic experiences and they don't want to heal. Okay. And it's like, but you know what's so crazy? Like what I found out a lot, like, or like what I would say recently about people who don't want to heal is they don't want to leave their current situation. Like that is their comfort zone. And like a
Mm-hmm.
lot of people are not okay with being uncomfortable. So they'll stay in situations where they are hurting, where they are being hurt, and because it's comfortable. So it's like when you talk about the baggage, it's like you don't have to bring baggage with you from a prior relationship. Like, you can actually heal from that relationship and move on to a healthier one. But I mean, like you said, like we live in a world where, healing is not people's top priority. Like, it's like if you get out of one relationship, it's like, okay, so what can I do to numb this pain? I can go drink, I could go out, I could, find another person that can occupy my time. But it's like, where's the actual, sit down come where you're staring at yourself. You ain't even got to be in the mirror. Like, like you're dissociating yourself at this point. Like, and you're looking at yourself like, okay, well, what is it that I need to do now? Like, so I mean, I definitely agree with that. Like just the overall gist of what comes with the relationship. But it's like, I think that a lot of things that come with the relationship is also things that are embedded in us.
Which is a lot from growing up even down to childhood. I mean, I got to even reflect on my life and what I've seen growing up. And then you
Yeah.
definitely carry that up onto relationships. My mom was a single mom. I love her to life. She is my best friend still to this day. My mom had me at a very young age. She was only 13 years old when she had me.
Oh, wow, I
Uh,
didn't know that.
yeah, she was only 13. And imagine the ridicule that she had to go through, as a young,
Right.
I mean, that was tough, her making that decision. Um, she was 13. And I saw her try to get it right, relationship after relationship after relationship after
Mhm.
relationship. I seen my mom married twice. Uh, you know, not to my dad at all. Not one of those relationships were with my father, my biological father. I watched him drink himself to death. Um, so these are things that I got a chance to witness as a young man, and that's just my story.
Right.
Imagine what a lot of young men, what their story is. What they
Right.
have, and that's stuff that was embedded, when I was a kid growing up, and you take that into adulthood. And if that stuff is not addressed, you see failed relationship after failed relationship. What you think happens? You start to repeat that pattern. A lot of us as men, I have to say, we have to heal. We're supposed to be leaders. We're supposed to be the ones that are leading our women the right way, taking them by the hand. I'm the one that have the facial hair. I'm the leader. I'm supposed to take you by the hand and guide you in the right direction. That is what I'm supposed to do as a man. And she's supposed to trust me to do that to her. But we as men have failed our women so much because we didn't get the direction. We didn't get healed or get ourselves together to be able to be great leaders. And sometimes a lot of them never learn, or they learn at a later age in life, like, man, this was really my job. This is what I'm supposed to do, was to make sure that she was protected and taken care of. This was my job. But because of the stuff that we learned over time, the stuff that we learned, we look at women today as temporary. Oh, she'll be out. She's, let me go get another one. Let me treat her this way. Let me do her harm in this way. And honestly, that is beating us up. We think it's cool, but it's not. It's hurting us as men. And that's where we fall short and we make the mistake. We have to put the brakes on that as men and go, enough.
Can you turn up a little bit?
You need to turn me up?
I can still hear you. Just a little low, but I can hear you though.
I'm a little low? Okay, I'll get a little.
No, you're good. That was on my end.
Okay, that was on your end? So
yeah.
I think that we need to heal. So we need to learn how to lead so we can be better partners, better fathers, better friends, better listeners. There's things that we have to work on as men so we can lead, because we're constantly blaming the women for everything. Oh, they're hostile, they're mean, they're nasty, they're this and that. That's a bunch of BS. We kind of give them reason to.
Yeah.
We give reason for our women to be upset and pissed off because of how we're leading them. So it's our goal. We have to fix some things within us, because it's not them. It's not. I'm telling you, I know that for a fact. A woman wants to be loved and wants to be led by the right person. If you bring your A game, she will be there for you. I'm telling you, I know that to be factual. She will. We find some way to fuck it. Oh, I'm sorry. We can't say that. I'm sorry. I mean, we find some way to mess it up.
Good.
I'm sorry. And we find
sometimes you gotta throw that out there.
Yeah, my bad. I didn't mean that.
Sometimes you gotta throw it out there.
We find some way to screw it up with our behavior because of things that we've learned in the past. And I mean, I had uncles and friends of my family and saying, oh man, that's cool having a bunch of chicks. No, it's not. It's a freaking headache. Find you one great one and keep it moving.
Yeah. So like, you talked about like certain things that you said like in your childhood. Do you think that affected you like growing up as far as like in relationships with women?
Yes, without a doubt.
In what way?
Well, again, seeing my mom go, not putting her business out there, but she had a lot of failed relationships, and there's a lot of men that I got a chance to come in contact with that I felt like relationships I wasn't around marriages that lasted for a long time.
Right.
All relationships was kind of short term. It was like, oh, okay, here's the new flavor of the month. This person here. And then I hear them arguing and fighting, and he goes his way and she goes hers. And then it, be somebody else later on down the road. And this is what I was subjected to. And this is what I got a chance to witness as a young man. I didn't like it. It wasn't something that I was happy to see. But did it make me believe in relationships early on in my life? No. So I had to actually look at that later on, and I had to actually get therapy for myself to say, hey, what is it about me that look at relationships the way that I do? And I had to look at them a certain way because of what I was programmed early on in my life.
Yeah.
I didn't have that healthy, strong relationship watching two loving people get married and, start a family my home was broken from the door.
Yeah.
Grew up in the housing projects in the Hill District. As a baby, I came home from McGee Women's Hospital to my grandmother and grandfather, and my mom being 13 years old, being raised by my grandmother. This was my
Yeah.
life, all I knew, and because of that, this was the environment that I grew up in. And actually, I had to fight my way out of that.
Yeah.
Statistically, I shouldn't even be here. I shouldn't be here in leading the people that I'm leading, being the man that I am today. Statistically, people would have bet completely against me because of where I come from in my environment. I had to fight my way out of that. But it starts up here. You have to change your.
Right.
It definitely starts up here. You like that book I gave you, huh?
I know. I was about to say that. That's so
You like
crazy. I absolutely love that book. I was listening to it today too. So I was like, oh my gosh. Like, so like the book, what is it called? It's called Secrets. Let me see.
Secrets of the Millionaire's Mind. Secrets of the Millionaire's Mind, Mastering the Inner Game of Wealth. And it talks about how rich people think and poor people think.
Poor people
Nothing.
think. Oh my gosh.
Nothing against poor people. Nothing. Poor people, rich people are not better than poor people. It's just a way of thinking. And that book changed my life. And when I got that book back in 2006, and that guy said, Troy, you need to get this book, Secrets of a Millionaire's Mind, Mastering the Inner Game of Wealth by T. Harv Eker. When he said, get this book, that was like the best $26 I ever spent in my entire life. And I bought it on CD. That's gonna go show you how. And when I was driving all over Pennsylvania in my car, knocking on doors and houses and stuff, when I was early on in my career, I was listening to that, and I was changing my thought process then. Wondering why. I figured out why I was broken. It was the way that my thought process and the way that I was thinking. And man, when I said, oh, hell no, I got to change my way of thinking. So not only can I help myself, but I need to help my family. I need to get rid of that curse. And I need to change that because their thought process was completely different. Well, their thought process was a poor way of thinking. And I can't do that anymore. And I changed my way of thinking. And not only did positive things started to happen to me in my life, my personal life, my business started to change. My income shot through the roof. Everything around me started to change when I started working on this. And I think that's what people say. Well, it's so funny, Sandy. People say, well, if I had as much as you, I would think like you think. No. Stop. That's a bunch of BS. You got to start thinking a certain type of way so you can receive that type of that type of income, that type of thing, certain things being, making yourself attractive by changing that thought process. And once I did that, man, my life completely changed. And thinking, I think extremely, I was thinking wealthy before it happened.
Right.
You understand what I mean? And that's
because that was like the mindset that it put me in. I was like, yo, this book is really something else. And it's like, I'm listening to it, like, and I was in front of my laptop and I was just like jotting down stuff, like, and I'm like, yo, this is crazy. Like, cause like I learned about that like on an energetic level. So like, I know that, you attract what your thought process, the vibrational frequency that you're on, but learning from a perspective that's like business wise, I should say, like that. Listen to me. That is one powerful book. If y'all could please, you know what? Let me see. She asked me to pin. Let me see if I could pin a title.
Yeah, it's Secrets of the Millionaire's Mind.
Secrets of a Millionaire's Mind. Because let me tell you, so that book is so powerful. Like but like you. Okay, so here's the thing, though, like y'all, because like on my podcast, I talk a lot about how you. Okay, so like your thoughts control your feelings control the action, and then the action creates the result. Okay, but we have to realize that on an energetic level, you got to heal first. Okay, you gotta be able to raise your vibration so that you are able to shift your mindset. Because if you are still operating from that low vibration, from that unhealed space where you still have these subconscious blocks, you could read this book 10,000 times and it still won't work.
Yeah.
10,000 times and it still will not work. But let me tell you something. Mindset work is very, very powerful. Very, very powerful. Once you get into doing mindset work and healing and, thinking, your thought process automatically change. It automatically changes. Yes, there is a big difference between being rich and wealthy. So but listen to me. Your mindset is richer. Your mindset is rich or poor. That's it. That there's really no other way
It's
to
rich or
put
poor.
it. Like,
And it's not
you can't
finance.
have a rich mindset and still self-sacrifice. You just can't do it. There's no way you could do it on a physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, financial level. You can't do it. You can't tell yourself that you are gonna be, a wealthy individual and then still you are sacrificing yourself to for other people.
Well,
Child,
one
listen.
thing that it taught me is that complaining or justifying a situation, just stuff like that, little things like that. Just I would listen to people that I was close to growing up constantly complaining about something and never taking action on fixing it, focusing on a solution.
Right.
Rich people focus on a solution. I'm talking
Solution.
not just as far as finances, but just as far as their life. We can sit here all day and talk about and debate back and forth about relationships and talk about that. But what's the solution? Let's talk
Right.
about how do we fix it, even down to having an argument. You shouldn't have to argue with anyone. You should never
Mm.
have to give that person that much power and argue with an individual. I'm not arguing with you. I'm a grown man. We should not have to argue. We can have a healthy discussion, but I'm not going to argue with you. I'm not going to disrespect you. I'm not going to go down that road. Yes, people can take you there if you allow them.
If you
But
allow them.
you allow them, yeah. But me, I like taking control of my life. I love taking control of
I
my life.
need you to. No, go ahead. I'm listening to you.
Okay, I like taking. I believe in taking control over my life and not allowing someone to take me somewhere I don't want to be. So me, sitting there complaining and justifying and all that other BS, I just don't have time for it. Let's focus on the solution so we can keep it moving together. That's what I'm focused
Right.
on. What's the solution?
I
Bring
like
it up, let's fix it.
Right. Okay. So let's just take a quick step back. So what I like more, okay, so nowadays, me connecting with people, I like my connections to be a little bit more meaningful. Okay. And when I say meaningful, I mean that our relationships and our connections are built on mutual respect. Okay. We have a not it's not I have to do something for you or you have to do something for me. We just have a knowing of having that trust between each other. So here's the thing though, because I feel like when you love yourself, you bring your best self to relationships. So it's and that's kind of like where I was talking about, it's not necessarily about you and your partner completing each other, but it's more so about you already being the best that you are coming into the relationship as that. You can give and receive love genuinely because you aren't operating from that place of insecurity and neediness. I need this person to love me. I need to have that type of security. I feel like when you have that love for yourself, it's already there. The authenticity fosters deeper, and the authenticity the authenticity fosters deeper, and you have more fulfilling connections is what I would say. Because it's a lot of us, well, I mean, not a lot of us, because I can't speak for a lot of people, but I can definitely speak for myself. Like there's a lot of people that I just don't talk to no more, and I am absolutely okay with that. When I decided to put me first, my phone started ringing a lot less. And it was absolutely okay with me. And it was like, like I got to a point in my life where it was like I didn't have that need to have people needing me. It was like, I don't need you. And I'm okay that you don't need me. So, like there was no more validating. Like I didn't need that self-validation no more to do stuff for people that I knew for a fact would not return the favor. And it was like, okay, like once I get out of that mindset that me saying no was okay. Like, like that's when I felt like, like a lot of stress started to leave because I didn't have the worry of other people no more. Like, like it wasn't like, oh, I gotta do this for this person. I gotta do that for that person. It was like, when I stopped saying I can't do this and I don't want to do that. Like, like, and it wasn't being selfish. It was just like, you're burning me out and I'm letting you.
Yeah, that's what
Like,
you're like.
I'm letting you burn me out because it's like, I feel like a lot of people do these things because it's like, it makes you feel good. Like, like, it's like, oh, okay, I do this for everybody and I do that for everybody. So that makes you a good person. Does it really make you a bad person to say no?
No,
So
I love saying no. There's nothing wrong with saying no.
absolutely nothing wrong with saying no.
There's
It's one of my
nothing.
favorite words.
No is powerful. I tell people
It's
all the
called
time.
Secrets of the Millionaire Mind.
Yeah, yes, the yeses I
The
got in
title.
life, the yeses I've gotten in my life may have helped me pay a few bills, but the no's I got helped me build my character and my business.
Yes,
No's are powerful.
they are.
No's also protect you. There's
They are
nothing.
powerful, and we have to realize that it is healthy. It's not selfish. I said it last week about the definition of what selfish actually is. And it's like when you look at the definition, like when you tell somebody, no, that's not being selfish. Like you're not
Mm,
saying that because you're doing something for a personal gain. Like, no, I'm telling you no, because at the end of the day, I'm tired of you burning me out.
yeah. No, sometimes when you keep giving yeses, the people, especially the people who don't appreciate those yeses,
Mm.
uh, they become suckers and just pulling everything from you. And you can have a little bit or you can have a whole lot. But if you're entertaining the wrong people and constantly saying yes over and over to the wrong people, they will take everything from you.
Oh my god, they will
And
suck the life
honestly,
out of you.
I get a joy out of telling. It's not to be a jerk. It's I'm helping you. You know what? My mom. I remember I wanted to buy my first pair of Jordans, the first ones. Um, I was probably about 14 years old. I wish I had those shoes today. They'd be worth a lot of money. I wore them to death. I wore them, the soles fell off. And they were $59. I tore a coupon out of the phone book. People don't, I'm showing my age now. I tore a coupon out of the phone book, rode my bike down the Honus Wagner downtown.
Oh my god.
Bought my pair of Jordans myself with my paper route money. So my mom told me no. So you know what that instilled in me? Internal hustle, internal drive. If you're being told yes all the time, how are you going to learn? How are you going to grow? How are you going to develop? And I learned how to get that, my own by being told, T Harv, by being told no. I'm telling you, as a young mom, she was a flat out animal. Oh, I love her for the things she instilled in me. Telling me no truly helped me. We constantly want to give people around us so much of everything, but yet we're giving up so much of ourselves and we're forgetting about us. So her
Yeah.
telling me no definitely is the reason why 10 years ago this year I retired my mom.
Yeah.
I
Well, that's
retired her.
nice.
She doesn't work anymore. That's
That's a
the
blessing.
that's the
Well,
best
not
I could have
okay.
given her.
'Cause I don't even say blessing. That's amazing, is what I will
Yeah.
say.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
I appreciate that. Yeah.
That is lovely. I
Yeah. So
absolutely
she
love
can be
that.
at home permanently getting on my nerve.
Well, I mean, what really are mothers for? You know, at the end of the day, I mean,
That's my road.
you know, what are they really there for?
Yeah.
So now here's what I
We
do want
struggle
to tell
together.
you guys, because I'm going to give you guys just some tips on how to practice self-love. Okay, so like self-care practices, like you could regularly engage in activities that nurture your physical, mental, and emotional well-being. You could do positive self-talks. That's where you are challenging your negative thoughts and replacing them with affirmations that reinforce your self-worth. Okay, so like you could tell yourself, I am worthy, I am loved, I am protected, I am magnificent, I am powerful. Like just reaffirm yourself. Boundaries. Learn how to say no and protect your energy from draining situations and people. This is one of the key things that I have talked about many, many of times. Create boundaries, because let me tell you something, baby, it is okay to say no. We just talked about this. It's absolutely okay to say no. Self-compassion. This is another one that I really want to talk about, because like a lot of us we're hard on ourselves, and I think we're too hard on ourselves. Like give yourself grace. It is okay. Okay? Like you're a human being. Have self-compassion. Okay? Like be gentle with yourself, especially during challenging times. Like like you don't have to beat yourself up if you can't do something. Like it is okay. It's absolutely okay. Acknowledge your feelings and treat yourself with the same kindness that you offer to other people. And you know what? And it was so crazy, because I was just thinking that like that's really crazy. Like, because I was super hard on myself, like when I couldn't do this and I couldn't, but then just a happy joy with somebody. Like, no, be that way with yourself. Okay. Give yourself that grace. Be kind to yourself. Love yourself, because it is okay. You could there's always a better day. Personal growth. Invest in hobbies, learning new skills, and pursuing passions that bring you joy and fulfillment. And I would like to say that that would most likely be like your soul's purpose, like, finding out what it is that you are actually here to do, being able to invest in yourself. Okay. Stop focusing on other people, negativity. Like stop letting negativity be your entertainment. Let learning and knowledge and gaining personal growth be your entertainment, because at the end of the day, let me tell you something. If negativity is your entertainment, that's what you're bringing into your energy. And that's the energy that you're going to get off, and that's the energy that you're going to receive. So you just got to figure out how it is that you want to the energy that you want to put out there, or the energy that you want to receive. So that's why I say, hey, she's absolutely right. Absolutely right. I love that comment. How can you genuinely be kind, loving to others when you are not doing that with yourself? Like, listen here, you can't. You absolutely can't.
Impossible.
But
We
like the
said that
thing
earlier.
about
It's
it is,
impossible.
yeah, it's impossible. Like, but you know what? I can't say it's impossible, because people do it. Like, people do it, but then it's like, when you do it, like, how do you feel at the end of the day? Like, when you done gave everybody everything, and then you sitting there like, what do I got to give myself? Like,
Would they tell you on the air? Would they tell you on the airplane? Put your mask on first. You better put your oxygen on first.
Put your mask on,
Put your mask on
literally
first. I
first.
Hey, listen, my mom used to tell me all the time. She's like, I don't know how you do it. She's like, you're one of the coldest people I've ever met. But see, that's where I disagree with her. I'm not cold.
Right.
I just have an internal, I don't give a fuck button that I will hit it when need be. And when I'm saying, like, I am not going to give you the keys to the car to drive me crazy. I'm not going to give you the keys to drive me nuts. I refuse. See, do you understand? Sandy, my head, my brain, I look at it as the penthouse. Okay. And if you are allowed to live up here and pay no rent, then there's something wrong. I need to raise the rent. There's something wrong. I'm letting you live up here rent free. This is the penthouse on Madison Avenue. And if you can afford that rent up here, I need to raise it. And that's just how I look at it. I am not allowing people to drive me nuts. I refuse.
Oh my gosh.
Not my relatives, not my friends, not my kids. I'm just not. So when she says, man, you're so cold, what she means is I'm not taking on the energy of somebody else's BS. Your problem is your problem. I'm going to give you the solution. Then I'm going to keep it moving.
And I'm going to keep it moving. That's really all it can be.
I got to live Troy Miles' life. I only get one for me. I can't live yours too. You got those people that got to be worried about everybody. I'm not. I get some news about something. I'm like, oh, wow. Okay, cool. Just not taking on that energy, man. I got enough. Life be lifing. And I got to take on the entire world. I got so many things going on in my life. I don't have time to be concerned about everything that's going on in yours. Well, Troy, don't you care? You care. But what's your solution? Are you going to focus on the problem or are you going to focus on the solution?
Ooh. Hey, you know what? That's so crazy because that's what he was talking about in that book. Yeah. Like, rich people always have a solution. Like, you gotta have a solution to this.
I'm gonna make it work.
You gotta have a solution. Like, you know, like complaining and oh my gosh.
So how you know it's gonna work? Because I'm gonna make it work. What do you mean? I was gonna work.
Exactly.
People thought I was nuts when I said I wanted to get into this business. They was like, you don't want to get into that. You know how hard that is? That's why I want to get in. You know, that's why I want to get in. I want to show how if you got the right mindset, if you got an internal hustle, that you can go out there and you can make it happen just like all these other guys. For real, that's getting rich from it. Why can't you can't get rich from it?
Exactly.
You can. All you gotta do is tell yourself, this is what I want to do. And you can.
Yep. See, but like the thing, like, but I honestly feel like with Black people, it's all about competition. It's always all about competition. It's just like if you get out of that mindset of competition, oh my Lord, you'll be like, because you won't be worried about other people, what other people will say, or like not even necessarily what other people would say, but it's like you won't be in a competition with somebody who's even in the same, who's doing the same thing as you. Like, you know, like while they're trying to figure out how it's working, if you're so busy trying to figure out what they doing and not trying to figure out how is it going to work out for you, you will.
But I believe there's nothing wrong with competition, Sandy. In my opinion. I feel like if it's
I like healthy competition.
Yeah, if it's healthy and you see somebody moving in a direction that they can take you along with them, if you follow that path and you're competing just to say, hey, I want to stay that course. There's nothing like that. But if you plan on being wealthy and you're planning on being at a certain level,
this is coming from a guy who's wealthy, y'all.
If you have hate for someone that is wealthy, but you plan on being that yourself, it doesn't survive in the same space. You can't despise something that you hate and then become it. You can't be that. You can't do that. So don't say, oh, rich people this, wealthy people get on my nerve, but I'm gonna be rich one day. Watch what happens. And you think you're gonna be rich? You're a broke ass. You're gonna be broke and broken. Trust me.
Bro, listen.
You better wake up. It doesn't work that way. You better get your mind together. You know,
exactly.
And you will attract the right people to come your way when you do that.
Listen to me. Now, by focusing on self-love, like you really create a strong foundation that enriches all of your relationships. Like, you know, all of your relationships. Is it late? It ain't that late. All right. Like, you know, so it's like you recognize that you are deserving of love from both yourself and others. Now, I want to talk about the elephant in the room, like, because a lot of people are going through situations like with their family members. And it's like, listen, here's how I feel about family. Okay. And I'm just going to be brutally honest. Okay. Because of the day and age that we live in, where we have so many influences in our faces that cause chaos, that's where a lot of this is coming from. It's like your family and some of your closest friends, not all of your closest friends. And I'm not saying now, you don't have to agree with me on this, but as far as most of the times your family and your closest friends is the ones that are not supportive. They are in secret competition with you. They hate your success because they're not successful. So when you get to a certain point, it's like, oh, how's your little business coming and stuff like that. Like they downplay you to make themselves feel better. So it's just like, like the family relationship, it's like I don't like it's getting out of hand, honestly. I don't really have a lot of, I wouldn't say a lot of issues, but I see it, and it's like, okay, well, but then it's like understanding where people are mentally standing. And I think that's where we have to, that's like the hump that people have to get over, like where they are mentally standing at. You when you get out of that everybody has to, like, everybody has to support you, or like my family should be there for me. They don't have to be. And sometimes because of the mindset that they are sitting in, you don't even need them. And you wouldn't even want them to be there, because I can guarantee you that because of the success that the successful path that you're going on, that they're gonna do everything they can to sabotage it. So, listen, friends, family, sometimes it is okay to leave them behind, because listen to me, everybody comes into this life with a purpose. Okay. And if it ain't their purpose to come with you, and if they ain't on the same page, leave them. Leave them, but you can leave them respectfully. And when I say respectfully, I mean, hey, how you doing? Well, you see them. Oh, yeah, I'm doing great. Great. Me too. Keep it casual. And that's it. You don't have to feel some type of way about, your family not supporting you, or what you got to say. I was about to say, because you over there grinning. What you got to say? But no, for real though, how do you feel about that?
What, having a family support me? And
Well, just
as
as far as what how most of the time it is your family that's really, I would expect this from somebody I don't know, but from you,
listen. Let me explain something to you. There's a difference between family and being related. Related, you share DNA. But I believe family is about loyalty and love. And if a person is truly your family, they will have your back. They will support you. They'll be cheering from you. You may not even hear from you, but they're clapping for you. Some people that are related to you, what was the first murder? Cain killed his brother out of pure jealousy and hate. Wake up, people. I don't need them cheering for me. I don't. But guess what? I'm definitely going to cheer for you.
Right.
I don't need you cheering for me. I'm going to definitely cheer you on. I want to see you do great. I want to see you at the table. I mean, honestly, if I'm riding down the street and you decide to throw rotten tomatoes at my car, guess what? I'm okay. I'm going to take it to the car wash and wash it off. And the second you get yours, I'm going to help you wash yours. I'm going to help you. That's just, I mean, honestly, I don't have time for that. And neither should you. Yeah. You can't get to where you're at if you're concerned about how somebody else may feel about you.
Mm.
Get to a place where you don't care.
Listen, where you don't care.
I don't care.
Okay.
I don't.
Mm.
I don't.
Listen.
I don't give a rat's
Like,
ass.
Like it's the caring part that really gets you. I swear it'll get you when you really like care about what other people think, what other people say, what other people do. Like, ooh, when you get to that level, or just like it necessarily saying just like not giving a fuck, but you set that boundary to where it's just like, listen, I don't even care.
Don't care.
If that's how you want to play, I don't even care.
I don't.
I don't even care. Respectfully, you do you, and I'm gonna do me.
I don't care. I'm
And
sorry.
that's just it.
Your misery, I'm not entertaining.
Mm-mm.
I'm sorry. I'm just not.
Nope. Not today.
Troy, my dog died. Get a new dog. I'm sorry. Get a new dog. I mean, how long do you expect him to live?
I don't even mean to laugh like that, but people be so cool. Oh God, people go crazy about their dogs.
Stop it. Get a new dog, man. How long?
And people go crazy about their dogs. Really? Oh my gosh.
I mean, honestly, dog years is what, 7 years? He's 2 years old. He's 14. 3 years old. He's 21. How long is he gonna live? He was only here for a short time. Get a new dog. Yeah. You about the dog. I mean, but when you got into the dog business, or you got a dog, you knew it wasn't gonna live long.
Right.
Let me cut it out, man.
Right. You knew it wasn't gonna live long. Like that's a fact right there. Like that is a fact. Fact, exactly. We already know when you get a dog, it just don't live.
And listen, I know people love their pets, and I'm just using it as an example. But you can't sit there and hold on to something. I know people. I've run into people, Sandy, that they're still moping about something that happened 3 years ago.
Oh.
Man, you better cut it out. Life be life, and life will pass you by, and life is for the living. You better keep it moving.
Life will pass you by.
It pass you by. Oh, what happened? Oh, I lost my grandmother. How long? 10 years ago. What the fuck? Are you serious? 10 years ago, and you still moping about that?
But you know what? Like a lot of people are. Okay, like I know how to explain it, so I'm gonna just talk about it from my perspective, because like when you understand death as it is, it becomes a lot easier for you to understand, or how should I accept it when it happens, because a lot of people but I mean, like, I know, like, especially within our day and time, like, we're losing a lot of people more traumatically. So like, this is where you get to where it's like people, they're like, oh my gosh, like, like they are hanging on by threads to the idea of thinking that if they heal, that they'll no longer feel the same way.
Yeah.
And you have to realize that you carry your relatives, your ancestors, all of that with you through your DNA. So like, like I lost my grandma in 2017, like, and it took me a while to get over that. But then it was just like, now when I look back at it, I'm just like, like my grandma, she was a very important person in my life, but she still is. Like she's still connected to me. Like, like
memories. You have the love that she gave.
Like she's still there. Like, like, I mean, yeah, I miss her sometimes, but it's like, like I can like spiritually connect with her, like, on that level. So it's just like, like she's with me all the time. And it's like, I mean, like, like here's how, but you see how I understand death now is how I actually went into like my spiritual awakening, because like you go through the same exact thing. Like you literally go through grief. What is it? Is what grief? I ain't write it down, y'all, but I can't, like, the stages of like, the stages of grief. Like I can't remember like exactly what they all are right now, but you go through the same exact thing when you go through a spiritual awakening, because when you, oh my gosh, when you awaken and you find out that everything that you have ever been told in your life is a lie, when you start going down rabbit holes, I was in pure devastation of some of the things that I had found out. And it was just like, wow. And I'm just like, damn, like, damn. And I'm just like, but like at the end of the day, like I can't blame my mother. I can't blame my father. Like, I can't blame my grandma because these are things that were taught to them. So it was taught to me. Like I was like, whoo, child.
Well, I'm gonna tell you something. This is how I look at death, and this helps me. Um, and I know you're gonna say, Troy, this is so morbid, but this is how I see it. I embrace death with a smile, and here's why. And so you can understand. I embrace it because I was actually born. If not for me, I get to die because I was born. There's a lot of babies. There's a lot of people that never made it to life in the first place. So if I made it to life, I get an opportunity to die. Yeah. And then you have faith. And if you have faith and you put your faith in the right place, then you will have opportunity, to live forever. So honestly, I feel death is a part of life for right now. It truly is. And because I got a chance, I'm here, I'm existing. So that means I get to share in death. If I've never got a chance to exist, I don't get to die. So if that's the trade-off, that I have to die at the end, I would rather exist and be here and have my time and have my moments, my wonderful moments in time, and enjoy all my wonderful moments with people that I love, my friends, my business partners, my family, my children. I get a chance to share in all those moments. And at the end of it all, I have to die. Guess what? You will take that every time. You will take that every single time. If you're saying, hey, listen, we're going to give you all these wonderful moments in life, but there's going to come to an end. Or would you rather not have it at all, not exist at all, not to experience any of that at all? None, zero. What? Give me those moments. And when it's over, hey, I'll take that.
When it's over, but you see, when it's over, it ain't truly over. Like,
when I go to take my nap, I'll take my nap. But right now, wide awake, baby. I'm woke. I'm here. And I'm doing my thing. And I get a chance to leave my impact on wonderful people's lives. So that's the cool part. So I'm not afraid of it at all. I'm not. If it ended tonight, tomorrow, guess what? It was one hell of a moment, one hell of a ride. I enjoyed every bit of it. Even when it was at its worst, when I was eating, drinking powdered milk and welfare cheese and butter, the whole 9 yards. It was great then. I mean, it was great then, and it's great now. And I'm gonna embrace it all. So that's how I see it. Well, I don't get down. I don't have time to think about it. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't. If you sit there and dwelling on that, man, you're missing great moments. You're missing great moments. You're missing great moments.
You're missing great moments.
I'm enjoying my life right now.
Right, definitely.
I'm like Jill Scott. I'm living my life.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Definitely. All right. So before we get up out of here, I do want to talk about the toxic relationships.
Oh shit.
We have to talk about toxic relationships.
Do we really?
We have to go into it and talk about. Let's just put it out there.
Why?
Because my thing about toxic relationships is like, it just like they're so glorified nowadays. Like, you see it all on TV, all on social media. You got people literally crashing out.
Can you tell me a definition of a toxic relationship so I can understand where you're coming from? What do you consider toxic?
Now, so how I look at a toxic relationship is when two people who know that they are not compatible for each other still choose to indulge in a relationship that is very unhealthy for both your physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual being.
So who's saying it's toxic? If they're choosing to be together.
Well, you know what?
You may think it's toxic. Just because you think it's toxic, it may be perfectly normal for them.
Oh my gosh. You know what? That's so crazy. Because I love looking at stuff from different perspectives. I've never even thought about it.
You ever think about, she be like, I love when my man come home and just start kicking my ass. I love it. I mean, you never know. There's people out there that lives like that. I'm being 100% transparent. I mean, really, if he don't come home and put his hands on me,
What?
he don't love me. What the hell's wrong with you?
Oh,
I mean, for real, there's people that like living like that. And who am I to get in their business? If you want to be there, that's your choice. You know, honestly, if you don't want to be there, then you need to bounce. You need to leave. If you don't want to be there.
yeah.
So if a person want to
Yeah.
be in that situation, guess what? God bless you. Keep it up. Go ahead. You go
Yeah.
for it. I'm not going to be in one. I mean,
Oh.
listen, if she's not for you, then she's not for you. You know,
So
she's
what
not.
is your definition? What would you say? Okay, like, all right, so if we take the word toxic out of it, what would be your definition of like an unhealthy relationship?
Well, I mean, if you're in a relationship, it shouldn't be unhealthy. If you're in that relationship, I mean, you shouldn't be. You guys shouldn't be. If it's something that's unhealthy for you and for her, you shouldn't be in it. If you don't see any promise in it, then that's when a relationship shouldn't exist. It shouldn't be one.
Toxic.
You know, it shouldn't be one. I mean, honestly, if it's not healthy, if it's not, if you're saying to yourself, if I see that this is a situation that's not healthy for me, because right now I'm in a stage in my life which I'm happy about. I don't need somebody to go 50-50 on bills. I don't need a warm body. I don't need any of that type of thing in my life. There's people that stay together. They can't afford to break up, and they're ready to kill each other. I believe an unhealthy relationship should not exist. If you know that it's an unhealthy relationship, it shouldn't be a relationship to begin with. That's just my opinion. You don't need to be in a relationship. Some people need to be in a relationship to feel whole. The faster you realize that you don't need a relationship to feel whole, you're okay. And that's just my opinion. I don't need to be in a relationship to feel whole. I just don't.
Right.
I don't.
But that's it. Like, it's like that fulfillment, that neediness. Like, like I need to have.
I need somebody to get on my damn nerve. I need somebody to be bouncing up a wall. I need somebody moody as all hell. I need somebody whining and complaining and crying about their boss at work. The hell I need that for? I don't. Listen,
definitely.
If you're not ready to laugh, if you're not ready to love, if you're not ready to learn, if you're not ready to get uncomfortable, then I'm not your guy.
Yeah.
Because I'm somebody that can want to grow, somebody that wants to develop, somebody that can take tough conversations. I'm talking. Yeah. I like to talk. I'm like you. I love spirited, wonderful conversation without being disrespectful. No, I'm not arguing with you. I'm not putting my hands on you. I want to treat a woman like a woman, show her a great time, make sure that she just have I just want her to just feel great about herself as a woman. I want to show her who I am as a man. I want to say, hey, listen, it's so funny. I tell, if a woman touches a door, I'm upset. I'd be like, don't you touch that door. I do. You better not touch that door. And they'll start laughing like, oh, you stupid. I'm serious. That's my job. Let me open the door. Let me treat you like a lady. Let me show you a side that you should be seeing. So if you're around somebody and you're treating them with the love and respect, if a person is bad talking you and mouthing you, then you shouldn't exist in that world. You shouldn't exist in that. And if a person is, putting you down or not being good to you, then a relationship shouldn't exist. And I know some people come from different backgrounds. So if you really like a person, it may take a second to have them adjust, but you got to understand the type of man that you are. Be like, hold on, honey, you're dealing with a different animal. Let me explain something to you. We're not raising a voice here. We're not doing this.
Yeah.
Okay? You feel like you need to go to level 10 and get to my attention, then you don't know me. Talk to me with love and respect, and guess what? You have my undivided attention. We're good. Yes. But if you feel like you got to be on Jerry Springer, there's the door.
Jerry Springer. God damn. Rest in peace to Jerry Springer.
Got to go. I can't do that. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it because I'm not going to do it. I'm not raising my voice to you, and I'll need you raising your voice to me. I don't care what happened in your other, past relationships. This is a different. Please understand that.
I think a lot of it comes from like self-awareness, being able to recognize that that this isn't going to work out. Like,
Yeah.
and it being okay with it not working out by like setting that boundary to be like, okay, like, not really gonna accept this. Like, so it's like,
And now they don't want to see him with somebody
but
else.
like,
They
coming
want to see
from a
that person with someone
person,
else. That's why they won't let him go. They don't want to see him with someone else. They know that that individual's not good for them, but they're afraid that they're going to go and be with somebody else. And that's the part that people struggle with.
yeah.
I mean,
But
let's be
I mean,
real. They
like,
get to let their ego get in the way. I mean, like, man, listen, let that be somebody else's damn problem. I don't need it.
yeah.
For real. She drove me batshit crazy. You can have her. Hey, dude. Hey, dude. Let me tell you something, man.
Like that
Listen.
shit crazy.
Hey,
Like,
man,
and it's like, so like my like relationships, it was like I probably would say that I've dealt with like a lot of shit that I should have. Like, like because like I didn't have the what I would say is like the knowledge that I needed to be able to overcome certain things. Like, and it was like and the reason why I say knowledge is because of the behavior that I grew up around. So like, like there wasn't no healthy boundaries. There wasn't like, like, okay, like, this is how you're supposed to be treated. So it was just like, like in my adulthood, it was like, it was a fair game. Like, I'll take whatever as long as you tell me that you love me, as long as you give me what I want. So it was like, like within
What'd you say?
that
Whoa. You
dynamic.
said give you what you want. What is it that you want?
Yeah.
What did you want?
Whatever it was, if it was money, if it was this, I was, like if you could give me what I want, I was okay with accepting anything.
But you're saying, oh, so you're saying if you can give me what I want, listen to what you're saying. If you can give me what I want, I will accept anything.
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense at all.
No, but I'm saying, okay,
like you're not giving me self-respect. You're talking down to me. I mean, you're doing all these things to me, and that's okay, long as you give me what I want. Well, that person's not giving you what you want.
Listen, but that okay, but you have to realize the mind state that I was in, that wasn't what I wanted. Like it wasn't necessarily that it wasn't what I wanted, but that wasn't what I was like, like I never seen that. So it was like, how could I, like, I don't know how to explain it, but it was like it just wasn't my first priority.
No, I know how it was. He was like, shut up, bitch, and take the Louis Vuitton.
Like if you could tell me that you love me, I was okay with that. I didn't give a fuck if you like, I mean, I didn't care if you would be able to, like, if you could show me, like, what is that? Yeah. Like, but I mean, like, hey, like, like.
Well, that goes back to what you were talking about earlier, as far as loving yourself.
Yeah.
That's where, you wasn't loving yourself at the time. And, it's unfortunate. We as men, we need to recognize that that's where that woman's at, and we need to protect her. And we need to see that's where she's at and listen to what she's been through. But unfortunately, since we don't, a lot of us don't know how to handle that ourselves, what we do is we take advantage of that. And that's unfortunate. And we take advantage of her when we need to be protecting her. So you should have been protected. You should have been protected, but you were not. First of all, he didn't know what to do. And he was like, ooh, this is great. I can do anything I want to her. And she's always
with the emotional manipulation.
Exactly. Until she's not. Yep. And that's something that we as men have to first recognize, and then we need to fix it. Man, we have to do a good job of protecting our women. We truly do. We're because what is the percentage of Black men that's in jail? The percentage of Black men that are deceased, the percentage of Black men that are, that's playing for the other team. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that's going on right now in our community, that it's limited choices for Black women, and now they feel they have to settle for something less because of what product is being given to them, and that's wrong. It's wrong. We need to fix that. We really need to fix that, and it's sad. We got to do better. We got to do better.
We got to get to healthy relationships. We have to get to that healing side of things. Like, like I think that we have to start being more self-aware.
We need to awareness needs to come first that there is an issue.
Yes.
Those guys out there today are looking like, oh, these women are single and they don't have anybody. Let me go save them. Let me go be a part of their world instead of doing right by them. You should make it even worse.
Yeah.
You know, and I know I'm gonna probably lose my black card for that, but I don't give a damn for saying that.
What is a black card? Black card, white card, whatever.
I'm just saying I'm gonna lose that. So you don't got to tell our secrets, nah, man. Let's be real. We
Yeah.
honestly,
I
man,
mean,
we're dropping the ball. We're dropping the ball.
yeah.
And then but
Somebody
we,
got to.
but see, we as men do not have right. We can't point fingers at women. We cannot, because you're the man. You cannot point fingers at women. You know, women are you know the softer, more delicate flower, the vessel. They're softer. Men are up here, so it's up to us to cover them and protect them. That's our job.
Like the trees.
That's our job. That's our job. And we failed. We dropped the ball doing that.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I know I've done it. I've dropped the ball.
Yeah.
I take full ownership. But once you acknowledge that you have,
yeah,
what are you going to do to fix it?
What do you
know,
do?
or don't be in a relationship at all. Don't do it.
That's where you could kind of start. Like, you know, like if you don't know how to fix it, stop involving yourself with people.
I'm not be like, listen here, honey, I ain't cut out for it. I ain't got it.
Like, I don't like what? Like, stop involving yourself with people if you just like, you know, if you're not really cut out to be in a relationship. Stop wasting people's time. Like, you know, just be brutally honest with yourself about what it is that you want.
Yeah, just tell them it's not for me. I stuck at it. You know, I mean, I gotta constantly be worried about your state of mind and your well-being. I'm not cut out for that. Just tell the truth.
Yeah.
Or to say, hey, you know, it seemed like you really, really like me, so I'm gonna take full advantage of you. Come on, man.
Definitely. Oh my gosh.
It's gonna come back to bite you in the butt. It's not worth it.
Yeah. But you know, like what I feel like is like really important about like me maintaining like these, what I would say is like cultivating healthy relationships is like to understand that people can have a different perspective and you can still show compassion. Now, you don't have to agree with the person, okay? But you can understand where they are coming from and be okay with not agreeing with them. Okay? Like, you know, it's okay for us to not agree, but we can still have this healthy conversation.
It happens all the time. I disagree with people every day. I've been in meetings where 50 people didn't agree with a decision I made. It was okay. I'm okay with that. Troy, we don't like that. Okay, you know, I'm all right with it. I can handle it. Put your big boy pants on. Everybody's not going to like what you have to say. It's all right. It's called life. They're not. Everybody's not going to agree with you. It's perfectly fine. You're not going to die from it.
No.
You know? Well, man,
not at all. I think that we should start like, you know, like if we are able to like celebrate each other more, like, you know, acknowledge that, like, you know, acknowledge others' achievements and their milestones, like, you know, just being there for people, being present for people, like, you know, like focusing on like, you know, those healthy conversations and activities where you're showing that you can value each other's time together. Like, you know, like, and then like just showing appreciation, like regularly express gratitude and appreciation for the people who are genuinely in your life. Like, you know, whether it's a partner, whether it's a family member, whether it's a friend, but just showing that appreciation. Like, you know, no, they may not need that validation, but you just being said, I appreciate you. And, you know, I just want to let you know that, like, you know, that is kind of, it's like you got so many egos involved, like, you know, like, but I mean, like healthy relationships, I feel like they are a continuous journey. Okay, because like it's a continuous journey of growth, understanding, and like that mutual care. Like as long as you can embrace the positives and work together through challenges, like I feel like, you know, you will always be able to build a strong, loving, and lasting connection. Like, you know, like that's kind of how I feel like like if we remove the word relationship, like you could sustain that connection with each other. And I think that would be amazing for a lot of people to be able to experience within their lifetime.
Yeah, but I think you have to want it though. You know, two people, you have to want it. It's so funny. Like Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell, they've been together forever. They're older actors from Hollywood. They met like in the 80s, never been married. And they said, well, we didn't need to be because we wanted to be together. We didn't need to because a lot of relationships in Hollywood fail. Why did theirs work? Because they wanted to be together. I want to be with her. She wants to be with him. That's the key. Is there prettier women in Hollywood that he could have went after? Yeah.
Absolutely.
Went after guys with more money and more handsome than him? Of
Mm-hmm.
course. But that wasn't her person. See, the problem is, and we don't sit, we sit and we settle and we don't go after our person. Yep. Is that really your person? Is that individual your person? Is that a person that can be your ride or die?
Right,
when
exactly.
Fails, well, that person gonna be here for you.
Because let me tell you something. Judging people just off of looks ain't gonna cut it.
No, well, that person
ain't gonna cut it. We would like listen to. We live in a world where too many people are altering their appearances. So let me tell you something, baby. Like the way a person look, I don't trust it no more.
Hey, listen. Well, you got to ask yourself: if something happened to me, would that person wipe my ass for me? I know. Yeah, I'm getting deep. Would that person wipe my ass for me? If something happened to me, would that person be there for me? And you got to ask, and that's a deep question. Would that person be there for me? And the reason why I can say that, I can make this comment. I got a cousin that's been married for like 30 years. I was the best man in his wedding. Been married for like 30 years. And his wife, she broke her leg. The cast was all the way up to her, like her butt. I mean, it went from, the bottom of her feet all the way up. And he had to literally go in there and take care of her. Mm-hmm. That's what he had to do. That's the type of stuff that I'm talking about. Will that person be there for you when you need them the most? Not just when it's good, but when you're not, when things are not the greatest, when you're not at your best. That's the person you line up with.
That's the person
that that's your person. That's the person that's going to be there for you. And there's a lot of great people out there that have that in them, and there's some people in there that you can see right away that that's not that individual. But sometimes you have a tendency to want to force it and make that person be that person.
Yep.
And disappointed when they're not there.
Yep.
They knew it was coming. Damn it, you saw it. They showed you. They showed you who they were.
They showed you. They said when a person show you who they truly, when a person show you the first thing, believe them.
Yeah, man.
Believe them. When a person show you their true colors, believe them. Because let me tell you something. If you have not experienced the person when they are mad, sad, angry, broken, rich, I think you got to go through all phases for people to know, you don't necessarily have to go through all phases, but if you can survive a person through all phases,
hey, my mom surviving all 4 seasons. You got to go through all 4 seasons with that individual.
Surviving
all the time. You got to go through all 4 seasons. And if some people are just not willing to do that, they feel right out of the gate, this is my person. Knowing deep down, you become a red flag collector. You're collecting all these red flags and you see them and you just collecting them all, putting them away. Oh, it's okay. No, it's not. Stop it. You see it. Don't be stupid. Stop being so
red flag collector. It's legendary.
Oh, there's another red flag. Let me put it in my bag.
Red flag connect.
Damn well that's not your person. Now stop playing.
Crazy.
It's true.
Alrighty. Well, you know what? It is actually our time is up for tonight. I just want to thank you so much for being a guest on my podcast today. You definitely had some great information that you shared with us tonight. You were polite to have on the show. And is there anything that you would like to say to the audience?
Yeah, turn off the negativity and start watching CNBC. Start watching about investments, stocks. Change your mindset. My thing is this, and I'm dead serious, man. You want people to hear you. You want people to see that you're relevant and that you can make a difference. Put yourself in the position to win. Change your way you're thinking and put yourself in a position to win. And if someone's not inviting you to the seat at the table, make your own damn table.
That was a powerful, powerful statement. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Well, again, just thank you so much for being a guest tonight. And
I'm
I
glad you
highly
invited me,
appreciate
crazy
it.
girl. I'm so proud of you. I am.
Thank
I really,
you.
truly
Thank you. Thank you so
I'm proud
much.
of your growth. I'm proud of where the person that you become, and you keep growing, young lady. And I'm glad
Thank
that
you.
book is helping you. And I hope you take this thing to the next level. I truly do. And I'm proud to be a guest. This was a lot of fun. This was a
This
lot of fun.
was. It was
Just
fun.
being
It
able
was
to be,
absolutely fun.
just be
It was
able.
like, like it was a healthy conversation. And that's just like
Yeah, it was.
that's what I like to do here. Like, I always say my podcast is a safe space. So like, like we have these healthy
Definitely was.
conversations. We can, vibe, not agree, and still vibe after that. So, like
Yeah.
that's just what I like to do. But I
And
do want
nobody
to
died.
thank everybody. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I said, and nobody died. It was good. It was good. Nobody died.
Nobody died. Well, I just
Nobody
want to
died.
thank everybody who took the time out their evening to be here with us tonight and listen to what we had to say. Again, I'll be here next week every Wednesday, 8 p.m. Sandy Streets Podcast. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. And that is it. You all have a wonderful night. Peace.